Happy to be here with you. I welcome everyone. Sweet of you to be here.
May I ask a quick question, please?
Of course, here we are. Let's have. Doesn't need to be quick.
Thank you for the meditation. It was very sweet. I feel like, for me, and you touched on wanting to be a person as well in today's meditation. I feel like for me, when the physical discomfort or some kind of a health issue comes up, I quickly fall into wanting to be a person. And all of these thoughts come up about what's going to happen with the body. And I quickly lose awareness of me being awareness and kind of fall into being a person.
Well, not really. You're describing how it happens. And you said at the beginning, you quickly want to become a person. So just notice that you are more aware than you think. You see, can you notice that when something is coming in your body, you say, oh, I'm going to be a person now. So, but keep going. It's just to invite you to see that you are very aware when the decision making of being a person arises. Because it is about a decision, Amish. It's always about a decision. That is a way to use our infinite power. We're using our infinite power in the shape of a decision. And in that moment, and when you decide, only when health issues come, is when I choose to go and be a person. Notice how you're making that decision. Can you look into it and see it? How it happens?
Yeah, and you touched on this point as well in the meditation today, that every time you let go, you let God do her job.
Take charge, yes.
And I feel like I'm able to see that as well. I see pain arising and I notice I'm trying to be a person again, but I try to let go. And every time I let go, it seems like, a bit of that pain dissolves. It's kind of a game between awareness and the pain rising. When it becomes too much, I seem to then collapse into it.
Yeah, no, but look what you're saying. It's awareness and the pain, right? And you did this. You showed this to me, didn't you? Okay, so this is awareness. This is the pain. What is the person? If this is awareness and this is the pain, where is the person?
I think it's created in the moment, and the pain is identified with the person.
So what you're saying is, the moment you identify with pain, the idea of a person arises?
I think so, yes.
It's just to see, because what is the person? Now, knowing that the idea of a person arises only when you identify. So when you identify with the pain, you're choosing in that moment to identify with unconsciousness. Because being a person is only a sense of identification, is not conscious, right? So the pain is unconsciousness, right? What you are, awareness, is conscious. So the moment you identify with unconsciousness, you are playing the idea of being a person. I'm glad you came up with this example. This is awareness, this is the pain. You see, to find out how the idea of a person arises. So now we know that arises due to identifying with that which is being perceived, right? In this case, a sensation of pain. Now, the sensation of pain, what makes it more painful is when you add psychological pain to it, and you are adding psychological pain to it when you identify with it. Because if you wouldn't identify with the pain, we're not saying that the pain disappears, but what disappears, the anguish, the psychological part of it disappears. Because sometimes the pain is more like, it's stronger because it's psychological. Because when you allow the pain to be only a perception, appear in the shape of sensation of a pain, somehow the pain is not any longer in the front. What keeps the pain in front or in the center of your interest, of your attention, is identifying with it. But in order for you to have the pain or to be free from the pain, you don't need to identify with it. It's not necessary.
And I see how that pain also brings a lot of thoughts, like you said, kind of reinforcing the person and me grabbing onto those thoughts as well, right? That this pain will never go or other bad things will happen.
Exactly, because when you're identifying with this, with a sensation, because if you wouldn't identify with that sensation, if those thoughts come, let them be what they are, because if you don't identify with that, the sensation pain, you will not identify with the thoughts either. And you let the thoughts be what they are, like waves appearing on you, a movement appearing on you. It moves because it's appearing in the stillness of your being. So if it moves, it's not you. If it moves, will arise and collapse, will come and go. And that invites you to be more aware of what you are. The canvas that is allowing for this ever-changing landscaping that we call the inner, the withinness. So you see, there is not a problem, Harmish. It's not. It has been like that so far. So open to this new way of standing as that what you are, that to which the sensation of pain arises. And see all those thoughts as the story of the sensation of pain. Because the sensation comes up with all that story, you see? So allow yourself not to be fascinated by pain and the story of it. And if you like to be fascinated, then you have made a decision to be so. So notice that you're always in charge. What you are, consciousness, is always in charge. Charged to be perturbed and the choice to be unperturbed. When you are unperturbed, the sensations come and go, the thoughts come and go, and the mind gets quiet.
I also feel like sometimes I'm not truly honest, meaning I try to not identify with it, but I have this hidden agenda that it'll go away. And then I come back and keep checking it again and again. So it's like
yes,
intervals of...
That's very good. That's what the mind does. The mind wants to make sure that the object is still there. Oh, wait a minute. It's still... Oh, yes, it is there. The mind always goes and looks for objects. Always. That's right. You know, we hear about, I haven't had a cold yet. You know, in the winter, we're always looking for those objects. You see? So that is the tendency of the mind, because the mind is always seeking, is always looking for objects. So that's right, when we identify with the mind, well, we will be seeking for peace and truth forever. But the mind is a seeker, it's not a finder. I mean, it's a finder of objects, doesn't know how to find that in which appears. Peace. Consciousness. So all of that you're saying, you're describing the doings of mind. The mind is always in movement, seeking. And I think, Amrish, somehow just really be interested in the stillness. It's because we are so fascinated by the movement that we think that the stillness is dull, boring. So it's okay, but at least you're conscious, be conscious that you are more interested in the movement. Because the moment you will be interested in that to which the movement appears, that which allows for the movement to be a movement. Because it's so naturally peaceful, naturally still. Then your experience will be different. So right now, what is happening?
I'm not in pain right now, which is great, but I think it's a good time to do the introspection, right? Because when it arises, I seem to lack clarity. So it's...
So Anish, so right here, right now, is when you talk, that pain is not here right now. So when you first spoke about the pain, it was not there either, was it?
It wasn't. It was from memory. It was just from mental notes. Yes.
Very good. Just notice that. Because the reason that you brought it in is because since you're holding it on mind, it's because you're planning it to experience it again.
I see that here.
So what I will invite you, Amish, is to welcome the memory in the stillness of what you are. And notice for everyone that might be here for the first time, what a memory is: a set of pictures, a set of sensations, a set of sounds, and also have the sense of feeling personal, have the sense of being a you, a me, a mine, belongs to me. So welcome all of that, welcome wanting to own it, wanting to use it to identify with it, wanting to hold on to it, wanting to reinforce it. In other words, welcome the sense of wanting to play with it by doing or not doing anything with it or about it. And to see and notice what you are, that which is welcoming this memory. Yet is unperturbed, is conscious of the memory, but yet is not dependent upon the memory. I will do this one, two, or sometimes 3 times is enough, or maybe once is enough. Because open to the possibility that when you're letting go of this memory, you're letting go of a seeming problem that seems to appear again and again. That's how problems maintain themselves. Health problems, financial problems, relationship problems. Social problems. Appearing in that which is free already, free from any problem. So yes, that's very good that you're recognizing that it's a memory, and that when you welcome the memory, You're consciously welcoming, you see the content of mind, that content that you're not any longer interested in holding on to. Interested in living through again and again.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.